My name's Caroline Poynton. I'm recording this today off YouTube because I am voting for Rupert Lowe.
Since Restore Britain announced on X that they were going to stand a candidate in the Makerfield by-election, they have had a lot of backlash from kind of the centre-right of politics, from Reform, from, high-ups in Reform. But over the past few days, the kind of attacks on Restore have been levelled up from Reform and also from the establishment, with obviously inaccurate polling being released, Reform bot accounts, and even from GB News itself. So today we're going to be talking about the attacks on Restore Britain's candidacy in the Makerfield by-election. We're going to be talking about the polling that was released, the first ever and currently only piece of polling around the results of the Makerfield by-election, how it is obviously biased against Restore, well, not biased against Restore, but inaccurate. And then we're also going to be talking about the kind of attack from GB News. But before we get into all of that, I just want to say I apologise.
Well, Talk TV is what I've seen him doing.
A little bit dishevelled because it is roasting. It's currently 32 degrees. It's about 26 degrees in my house.
ITV,
it is
BBC.
Ridiculous.
What's flying?
Let me know how you guys are getting on with this heat wave. It's absolutely ridiculous. But getting into it, so from Reform, high-ups in Reform, including Nigel Farage himself and Richard Tice, have been attacking Reform's candidacy. They have been replying to the poll that was released, which we're going to get into in a bit, about how it is relatively inaccurate and can't really be trusted that much. But Reform have latched onto this highly untrustworthy poll, talking and saying multiple times how a vote for Restore is a vote for Burnham, with multiple accounts and high-ups in Reform attacking about how Restore are shamelessly letting Burnham into number 10.
No, they're not.
We need to very quickly say about
this. They're going to win it.
Burnham isn't really much different from what we have right now. He would still be incompetent. He still wouldn't be doing that much to kind of combat immigration. He wouldn't be deporting anyone.
So who's going to vote for Andy Behrman?
He would still be serving foreign interests. I like how Reform and Nigel Farage himself have been flip-flopping on Reform's deportation and immigration policy. Reform and respect.
And they're doing exactly what Labour's already been doing, flip-flopping and lying and dodgy deals.
Interests. So I don't really get what the difference is. Burnham is going to be no different from Starmer.
No.
Even if Burnham and Labour lose the by-election, Wes Streeting is going to be launching a leadership challenge against Starmer, and Streeting is arguably no better than Burnham. So either way, I mean, they're complaining that, oh no, you're going to let a left-wing person run the country. A left-wing party currently runs the country.
Oh, right.
Okay, so whatever candidate or whatever Prime Minister the Labour Party, the centre-left party, or now left-wing party of the UK, are going to put up is going to be a left-wing candidate. It doesn't matter who wins this by-election, a new person is going to enter Downing Street who is not going to care about curbing immigration, who is not going to deport anyone, and who is going to serve foreign interests first. So it really doesn't matter if Burnham wins. If it's not Burnham, it's Streeting. If it's not Streeting, then it's Miliband. If it's not Streeting, then it's still Starmer, and who cares? And by the way, a good point that people have started raising is that actually, if you look at the results of the 2024 general election, if Reform stood aside for the Conservatives actually would have won the election, and Starmer would not have become Prime Minister. So people are now beginning to make the argument that, is it fair to say to Reform, well, you're the reason that Starmer is now in, you're responsible for everything that Starmer does. Restore accounts are saying that that's not actually fair to put on Reform. It's a democracy. Any party and anyone has the right to run in any election. It doesn't matter about splitting a vote. You can't split a vote. Okay, you have to earn and work for a vote.
They allow them in gold.
Kind of infers the fact that you already own that vote, and by Restore
Rupert Lowe was in Great Yarmouth, and he took Great Yarmouth, and now he's taking Mayfield. If they like it or not,
actually taking up kind of independent kind of
Because that's what the people want.
votes that aren't that wouldn't
And
vote
if you like
anyway.
it,
They
that's
wouldn't
what
vote
people
for
want.
Reform or Labour or anyone else. And
You
they're just
don't
kind
want
of
anyone
picking
else
up
what people
neutral
want.
voters. But as well,
And the
confirmed
people that work with
reform
Rupert
bot
Lowe,
accounts
obviously.
that are based in Venezuela, not Venezuela,
The people are going to
Ecuador,
be working with Rupert Lowe.
releasing canvassing
Not
data
anyone else.
suggesting that Restore is only on 3% in a war
They're not.
that they refuse to specify.
They're not.
So
They're not
multiple
3%.
reform or pro-reform bots are kind of
I think
releasing
they're higher than
canvassing
Reform.
data
I think they're higher than
showing
Reform.
Restore doing badly, but actually it's being
Or I think
confirmed
the-
that these
the-
accounts
the-
are based
the-
in
the-
Ecuador and most likely
Apart.
are being paid for.
They-
Now, whether it's Reform
Yeah.
leadership paying for these bots,
Yeah,
who knows?
they're paying
But
for bots.
someone in Reform or pro-Reform people are buying up bot accounts
Yeah,
to spew out inaccurate
Yeah.
pro-Reform, anti-Restore kind of information
yeah.
or disinformation, and these accounts aren't even based in the UK. It is
And
absolutely
Rupert
ridiculous.
Lowe can hold them
Absolutely
accountable
ridiculous.
for it as well.
Many Reform accounts
can.
are also demanding that
When he
Restore
finds out
stand
whatever's
aside.
going
They're not
on.
being, in my opinion, they're being quite
Remember they are.
blunt, not very kind of polite, just saying, Lowe's an idiot, you should stand aside. Reform's an idiot, you should stand aside. You're
Yeah.
splitting the vote, you let Burnham in. The same
No.
argument I was kind of bringing up earlier, that kind of, you can't split a vote. Doesn't matter if Burnham gets in, it's going to be someone else anyway. Someone else that is a lot like Burnham. I mean, Rayner is right there, and
Yeah.
she's arguably way worse than Burnham.
David fucking Lammy.
Arguably way worse than Burnham, because I mean, Burnham's
David
now come out
Lammy
at
for
least
keeping
lied and
quiet.
said that he would continue Shabana Mahmood's kind of immigration reforms, but Rayner has said that she would reverse them and would want to go back to the way that it was before, just undocumented, unrestricted migration just flowing into the country. So that's worse. So I don't really get the argument. Again, it's a democratic society. Any party has the right to stand in a by-election. And by the looks of it, from what Restore is saying and from kind of
What I've watched
imagery
of
and
it, they're
photographs,
winning.
Restore are popular. They are really popular in
They're winning it.
the
They've got more
constituency.
votes
So I
than
don't see
Reform.
why it's fair to take away Restore supporters
I don't even
in
know how
making take
Reform
away their
haven't
option to
taken
vote
over
for Restore.
Labour.
I don't think that's fair at all. But now moving on to the polling released by
Why is
Survation.
Labour still
So
at
a
the
poll was
top?
conducted that showed Labour. Hang on, let me load up. Because
They
what I
can't
decided to do, I tried to find a kind of
All
the actual one
Conservatives.
from Survation, their actual kind of
They
graph
can't be
poll,
anywhere.
bar graph poll, but it was just littered with ads. So what I've done, I've taken the liberty.
So,
Can I full
Reform
screen?
are lying.
Yes, I can. Of
That fucking Alex Phillips and the other one.
making my own. Oh, that's got off. Hang on. Okay, we'll just do this. So I made my own version.
Well,
So as you can
he's
see,
in
we
the
have
same
Labour
gang.
in first
He's been
on
putting the money
43%,
for Hush Puppy, man.
Reform in second with 40%, Restore in third on 7%, Lib Dems fourth with 4%, the Greens in third, on 3%, Conservatives 2%,
How are the Greens over
other
Restore?
on 1%. So of course, as you can see, based off this poll, we still have a decent base of support, and you know.
And more. I think they have more.
Excuse me. The argument can
I
be
think
made
they've
that
got
kind of
more.
if Restore wasn't there, would that 7% go to Reform, and then Reform would win and Burnham would get in? But you have to think, not every single one of those voters, Restore voters, are gonna go over to Reform. A lot of them are just gonna go on to not voting. So actually, with Restore not standing, and if those voters, I mean, maybe 2% might go over to Reform, but you got to think the way that kind of the percentage would
that means Andy
redistribute itself
Burnham would win
without
anyway.
5%.
Like, why are Labour got
Labour
the
would
biggest
probably
bit?
win on a
Why
higher
they got the
percentage
most people?
than 3%. But as well, the most interesting thing about this poll was that only 369 people were sampled. This is only 0.48% of the Makerfield electorate
Yeah.
that was sampled, and with a supposed 5.1% margin of error. So that margin of error is so severe that restore might be on 2% rather than 7%. This is such a ridiculous poll. Usually, polls are sampled based off of 1,000 or a few thousand people, not a few hundred people. Wildly inaccurate. It is common knowledge that if you only sample a few hundred people, you're going to get a very inaccurate poll. I mean, like, it's supposedly, like, I don't know how accurate that is, but supposedly a 5.1% margin of error, and only 0.5% of the medical lecturer actually asked. So again, this poll that Reform have taken as gospel is just wildly inaccurate. It just cannot be trusted whatsoever. And Reformers completely seem to be ignoring that 100% and just driving down, vote for Restore is a vote for Burnham and all that kind of stuff. But as well,
I think this right put Labour higher than what we're saying as well.
Reform TV attacking Rupert Lowe. So GB News published a piece titled "Rupert Lowe will do to Rupert Lowe will do to patriotism what the left did to liberalism, and if he doesn't stop." This piece was written by Carol Malone, and Rupert responded to this by asking GB News why they don't have him live in the studio to discuss it rather than publishing endless hit pieces about him. So, Reform TV, GB News is very kind of obviously pro-reform. It is basically just Reform TV at this point, to be honest. It is now launching attack after attack on Restore Britain and Rupert Lowe in his character, and refusing to have him on live. Now, Lowe has had a kind of section, or a kind of, what is it called? Yeah, like a section, or like a piece, or like a segment, there you go, segment of the show, which was pre-recorded and also edited. So he's not been let on air live to actually kind of defend his arguments or defend his position against these pro-reform people. So they're just attacking with hit piece after hit piece on Restore, discrediting them, hoping to try and switch over some of their voters to Reform, Reform win.
Because I'm not doing any of that
without actually letting Restore have their own forum against
Talk TV and fucking GB News. Shame on them.
That is going to be all for today. I apologise. The quality and standard of this video is probably a lot lower than usual. It's been a bit more rambling. I've just not got it in me. I've just not got it in me whatsoever. I thought, though, it's an important story to talk about. There are some facts littered in here somewhere, so hopefully you can take that away from this video and actually get some value out of it. I thought it's an important story that needs to be spoken about, and I wanted to talk about it as soon as possible. Again, my apologies, I'm a bit out of it. You can't really blame me, it's 30 degrees. And I'm boiling hot. It's not really showing up on camera, surprisingly. No, I'm not that red, but I'm kind of glistening and I'm sweating really bad. So I hope that you are enjoying the sun. I hope you've had a great bank holiday Monday. Let me know your thoughts down below on the establishment very clearly attacking Restore in this by-election. How do you think Restore will do? What do you think? What are your predictions for the by-election result? I will soon, hopefully with more polling, and also after I go campusing in Makerfield, I will be releasing my own prediction. I'll be talking through it, giving my reasoning, similarly to what I did with the 7th of May by-election, not by-election, 7th of May kind of prediction that I did. So yes, let me know your thoughts down below on this topic. Let me know your thoughts on what I said, if I missed out, anything like that. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in.
Why the lying? Reform Britain are lying. It was all moth or whatever you call them.
By the looks of things, I want to show you the clip and you can decide for yourselves. But yeah, it does seem that these clips are verifying everything that we've been believing for a long time. This is France and the UK.
Have you given that phone back to Bro? You're joking! Where are these men from? Eritrea, Somalia, Sudan. Where's my money? Where's my taxes? They rape old women. We don't want them. Take them back. Take them back. Fucking joke. We pay you the money. We pay you the money. Lots of money. Lots of money. We're giving you £1 billion. £1 billion. We're giving you £1 billion. What the fuck is going on?
Imagine that, we're giving them £1 billion to stop the boats, and they are literally just facilitating the entire operation, it seems.
Right.
Look at it.
There's another video I'm watching about. Oh, damn it.
I mean, look at the size of this vessel. Literally
I
shut
find
the
you, man. I could eat,
into the
right?
halfway point. And all these fake
Oh,
vessels.
I could
There
do
is-
this, right?
What are we
I'll
paying
go
them
back
for?
to fucking
We're
France.
paying them to bring them here. Because that's what's happening. Why couldn't they stop them on the beaches? They knew they were there. They were watching them for 2 hours, all along the coast.
I'm not looking for that.
Look at this.
You stupid cunt!
This is
What the
unbelievable.
fuck are you not doing?
Hey, damn it! Yay! Look at me! Yay!
So they are quite literally bringing them over. They're not
Yeah, I
refugees.
know,
You
yeah.
can see that these are fighting
See
age
if I
men.
fucking
They are strong
eyes
enough to
now,
stay in
what
France
exactly
and
what
survive.
they're doing,
It's
and
not a
Nigel
war-torn
Farage
country in
is
France. Now,
involved.
Danny Tomo started this operation called Operation
Yeah, none of
Overlord.
that
Don't know
was
too
not
much about it,
involved.
but I'm guessing it's about the boats and stopping them and that kind of thing. Now, while this is going on, we see Sadiq Khan, this extremely manipulative Muslim mayor of
Muslim
London,
man.
lying, just outright lying. Take a
Looks
look at
like a
this.
cokehead.
39%
Looks
of
impressed.
negative
Look, a very
social media and
impressive one,
knife crime, 39% is made and pushed by the far right. 25%
Yeah.
of stories from social media and violence against women and girls and misogynistic stuff comes from the far right.
Yeah.
But we also now know there are
Yeah,
Russian-backed,
just a-
Chinese-backed
far right.
and MAGA-backed groups pushing this disinformation, misinformation and lies.
Well, we might
So
need
now
to do
exposing
you-
grooming gangs,
Right.
exposing statistics about London crime, going into areas like Whitechapel that have been taken over and become Islamic enclaves, is apparently pushing misinformation.
Yeah.
You've got two things happening at the same
He's a
time.
liar.
Monetizing
That rest of
negativity by individuals who want to make money, but also people with their own
them make
motivations.
money.
Russia,
That's what they're
China,
doing, making money.
Donald Trump supporters doing the same.
You
And
know,
when you think about it, if you're an activist, if you're somebody who's passionate about mono-ethnicity, you know, if you're a nationalist, if you're somebody who believes that Christianity is superior to every other religion,
It is, definitely.
Yeah.
then you must hate London. Why?
He's right, we do hate London because London
it's
has
been
become
taken over by
just
you,
this
mate.
melting pot of satanic
Yeah.
ideologies that has caused women to be raped,
Yeah.
children to be kidnapped, and all kinds of abuse to happen
Yeah,
up
mate.
and down the country. That's why we
Fucking
hate it,
hell,
not
yeah.
because of anything to do with race, like this manipulative man is trying to make it seem.
Right? Because we're liberal, we're progressive,
You're one
we're
of them,
diverse,
Sadiq,
we're
Peter
multicultural, and on any objective
Don't be
criteria,
sorted,
the
mate.
greatest city in the world. We're the
You're
antithesis
going, get
of
your
what
party.
you believe in.
So the reason I wanted to show this clip as well is because clearly he's trying to make it seem as if Christianity is a bad thing. You see that? He's trying to make it seem that, oh, the reason people hate London is because they're Christians. No, the reason we hate what is going on in London is because it has become a dangerous place ruled by psychopaths. That is why. And also, I want to touch on something else. He says, you know, people trying to make money, people who are backed by
like
Russia,
them,
China,
you
and MAGA or whatever.
Like them.
What about people such as my channel, which is, I would say, many of the channels who are independent journalists, who just care about the truth. And we do not want evil to be overrunning our society. What about those people? We didn't mention those, did we? Of course not.
Yeah.
Now, some great
What
news
is
has come
that
out
one?
of America, though. Hassan Piker, I've shown you this guy before. He is an Islamist. He is a very far left, just propagandist, actually, at this point. He has been subpoenaed by the American government, and this is him basically having a panic attack live on stream the other day.
Is not great. Okay? I mean, it's bullshit,
Well,
but still not great that, you know, they're after your boy.
Well, maybe somebody shouldn't say terrorist slogans. Maybe somebody shouldn't encourage people to spill people's blood on the streets. That's literally what he called for. If you haven't seen the videos, maybe we'll take a look at those later. But yeah, he's being subpoenaed, and I'll show you why in a moment.
Up my ass. And I'll obviously get into it right now. I'll tell you all about it, but let me blast off real quick. We will free you, brother. Yeah, free me. Free me.
Yeah, he's an
Free
Islamist
me.
and a communist.
I can't believe I'm saying that, but
He's done.
I'm about to be seemingly made an example of.
Definitely, that is literally what's going to happen. And this is the problem with these types of people. They don't realize that things will catch up to them. They can't go around forever just spouting terrorist slogans and get away with it. So here's some context. Leftist clown Hassan Piker under federal investigation. Socialist influencer Hassan Piker, he's also an Islamist, is getting probed by the feds for his luxury trip to communist Cuba, accused of violating US sanctions against the brutal regime. So yeah, this is him not getting caught for the Islamism that he's pushed, but something else. And hopefully the Islamism comes up later on.
Far-left influencer Hassan Piker might be in real trouble for visiting Cuba in March, where he filmed what looks like a propaganda video for the regime.
Yep.
I'm here in Havana, Cuba, right now on a humanitarian aid mission. My goal here today is to bring awareness to what my government, the United States of America, has done to the Cuban population. One of the most ridiculous embargoes of all time that has only gotten more deadly as time has gone on.
Do you know what is so crazy about these situations? And let me know if you agree. It's unreal that these people are against their own countries. They go to other countries and try to turn people against their own country whilst fueling literal dictatorships and terrorist regimes. It's unreal.
Yeah, now federal officials have subpoenaed Piker as part of a wider investigation into violations of U.S. laws and sanctions, which prohibits supporting Cuba's communist regime. Piker responded today saying it's, quote, not great and BS and other things. This comes as the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier recently entered the Caribbean and the DOJ indicted Raul Castro. Joining us now is senior editor of investigations at Fox News.
So yeah, anyways, that was that about Hassan Piker. I did have some other things about his situation, but it's just boring at that point. Once again, our culture is being spat on. We're going to get some very interesting stories soon, specifically Henry Nowak. If you haven't heard about him, probably because the mainstream media doesn't like reporting on it. But we'll get to that later on. There's some stories I want to show you first.
What is British culture? British culture. Having broken teeth, going to a pub on a Sunday, eating unseasoned food. Yeah? Alright, let me show you about British culture, yeah? They complain about other people's culture, but their culture is not for them. You get me? Their culture, yeah, it has to have other countries involved. You get me? Britain don't have no culture. Let me tell you, sir, they survive from us, bro. Western world, they got no culture. What culture are they talking about, bro? You get me?
Think about the insanity of this. He came over to Britain to talk bad about Britain. Claims that people are living off of him when he's living off of the government, most likely.
They don't wash their chicken. They don't wash their foot in the shower. They don't clean up their ass when they bust a shit. What kind of culture is that? There's no culture, blood.
People say British culture is fish and chips, watching Premier League football, watching EastEnders.
Culture, that's a hobby. It's a difference between a hobby and a culture. Culture is something where you practice the way of life from your ancestry. You get me? Britain ain't got no culture, bro. It's just bare weird people, fam.
Yeah, so apparently this is just, according to him, bare weird people. But he's here. I'm pretty sure he is the weird person that he is talking about. Now, anyways, this is the scenes in England's second largest city, Birmingham, this week at the new Lord Mayor's inauguration. I don't know if you've seen this, but this was absolutely shocking. Pakistani Zafar Iqbal Chowdhury, by the way, Anjan Chowdhury was a terrorist who went to jail right now for terrorism offences. He was called Chowdhury. I don't know if there's any relation there. But anyways, not even born in the country, during the ceremonial meeting in the council chamber, an Islamic prayer was given. Take a look at this. It is shocking. This is Britain swearing in government members, council members. Anyway, you get the point. They're basically doing Islamic prayers in his inauguration.
Please.
What happened to What happened to pledging allegiance to God and the country? No, they're pledging allegiance to their own ideology. It's absolutely insane. Now, obviously, the march took place. For those of you who were there, you said it was beautiful, that it was very, very inspiring, and we went through the entire thing in the previous live stream. But here is Ben Habib from Advanced UK giving his thoughts.
Members, we've got 38,000 members, they're all patriots, and we're going to keep fighting for the United Kingdom.
Our United Kingdom, what was it like for you to be up on the stage in front of so many patriots?
It was great, it was electric. You know, when I was coming here, I felt a growing excitement as I got closer to Parliament Square, and it was the excitement of speaking to our people.
And earlier on in the week, we heard about Sir Keir Starmer banning so many great speakers. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it's him shutting down those who would speak out against the extreme form of governance.
Yeah, literally, quite literally. This is very important, this point.
And he's been practicing. And if you practice extreme forms of governance, the only way you can get away with it is by shutting down free speech. So you will shut down people who call you out. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, and I want to show you this before we continue playing this clip. I was absolutely shocked, but I thought Twitter was like a freedom of speech platform. I thought that they advocated for freedom of speech. But take a look at this. My account has been locked. Yeah, apparently I broke the rules. And do you know what happened when I checked what rule I apparently broke? It was because I made a post yesterday about Hassan Piker, and I said something about I don't lick people's boots, because someone said, oh, someone licks boots or something. I said, I don't lick people's boots, but I do celebrate when vile terrorists get arrested and subpoenaed. And apparently that's against X's rules. Like, what? Unreal, right? Absolutely unreal. So, yeah, anyways. But it is true, they are trying to shut down free speech in such a sick way.
I've been with Tommy for years. You've seen the movement grow and grow and grow. Why is it growing to such a level?
Because the people of this country are sick and tired of being governed under policies which are to their detriment, to the detriment of this country, its people, our history, our sense of belonging, our value system, our belief system, everything is under attack.
Yeah.
You launched your political party a couple of months back. How's that going, sir?
It's going very well, thank you. We've got a few headwinds, as you might expect, in an ever-fractured political scene, but we've got 38,000 members, they're all patriots, and we're going to keep fighting for the United Kingdom.
And what do you want to say to our lame-duck Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, who's waiting to be deposed?
Resign.
Yeah. Literally, yeah, he should resign. Now, by the way, before we get into the other stories, I want to let you know I have actually launched my members section on my website. Everything's free on my website, by the way, but if you do want to support this media and you don't want it to ever be cancelled, as in like, you know, wherever things are, social media, YouTube, Rumble, I don't have control over it. I post on there, but I don't have full control over it. On my website, I have full control. I can post whatever I want here, whenever I want. I've made a lot of free resources. If you go up to the top here, you can click on like articles and news. Everything's free. It's always going to be free. But just to let you know, if you do want to support, you now can actually sign up on my website and support over there. Anyways, back to the news. This guy, this Muslim guy, was seen kissing a mannequin in public. Yeah, what was going on with these Muslims in the West?
In this video, there's a Muslim guy kissing a mannequin in the market. Doing all this with a dummy, how normal is that? In society, behavior like this raises serious questions about both girls' safety and public decency.
So
in this video,
that happened, and I was just using that as a segue while I load up this, right? So this is the culture that we've imported into the West. I don't know if you know what's going on here, but I'll explain it. This young girl here is being forced, basically, by her Muslim parents to eat cow fat and drink cow fat or whatever they're drinking to fatten her up. Why? Because they're going to marry her off to a man and they want to make her look more like a woman. Can you believe this? And this is the culture that we've imported into the Western world.
The girl has to drink a lot, fast, even if it means forcing her to do so.
Morning, and her friend Hindu are made to force down another 4,000 calories.
4,000 calories, man.
Each girl has now eaten the equivalent of more than 20 cheeseburgers.
No, you don't see video services taking their kids away.
Henry's mother Fatimatu uses her stick to...
Okay, I want to show you this part because, you know, it would not be allowed probably. But basically what happens is they start putting their feet in these little wooden clamp thingies and tightening it, basically punishing the children for not eating quick enough and not getting fat enough quick enough. It's unbelievably sick. And people ask, well, why did they do this? Well, because they want to marry their children off, because Muhammad, their example, married a 6-year-old. So they think it's okay, when it's not. This clearly is not from God. It's backwards. It's not something we want in the Western world. And I don't say that out of any form of hate. It's just true, right? We don't want to go backwards as humanity. We want to go forwards. Now, something has started to happen that people are not liking in Britain. You know how, Muslims have those stools on the streets? Well, they've started to get them taken down because of, them promoting terrible ideas continually. So what they've started doing now is knocking on people's doors.
Knock. Back in the day.
Just done door-to-door visits in the area.
By the grace of Allah, Masjid Khuddam al-Ahmadiyya UK had the opportunity to carry out the week of PRC in the beautiful mosque, Bethel Rahim Mosque in Cardiff.
Alhamdulillah, very successful day.
So basically, yeah, well, I'll play this video and then we'll talk about it.
We had the opportunity to do a lot of engagement with the public.
One was responsible for going door to door around the mosque, distributing the invitation for a mosque open day, and the other team was responsible for undertaking a tabligh school in the Cardiff town centre.
Where's Christie's, mate? Where's heaven? Fucking hell.
So they've basically become like the Jehovah's Witnesses of the Islamic world, you know, knocking on doors, setting up stools everywhere, and it's like, yo, just let people live their lives, man.
Inshallah, we're expecting quite a lot of guests coming in, expecting around 70 guests, where they will have the opportunity to actually go inside the mosque. They will be greeted from our...
Anyway, you get the point, right?
Yeah.
So this is happening now, and they're always so provocative with their clothing. It's just so extreme. Look, stop World War III. What, by knocking on doors and trying to convert people to one of the most dangerous ideologies in the world? That is unreal. Now, you know Keir Starmer and his very, very unpopular self.
Yeah.
Well, take a look at the difference of Keir Starmer's reception we saw on the other live stream where he got booed through the streets, and Rupert Lowe as he enters into a pub in his area.
Yay!
Yeah, I do believe that this could be the next Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and it definitely should be if we want to reverse this insanity that is taking place. You know, Narinder, the lady who is continually just gaslighting and claiming everything is racism, but really it's not. Well, she gets caught out in this interview, and it's extremely, extremely entertaining. Take a look at this, just a 40-second clip.
My answer to that is this. I can go to the opposition march, stand up to racism. Any woman of any colour, any religion can go to stand up to racism, and she's safe. As a brown woman, as a black woman, we cannot go to a Tommy Robinson march and be assured safety.
See, what stupidness is this? Do you remember the live stream I showed you the other day, where there was countless black people, countless Italians, Spanish, people from all over the world there, hugging white people, all getting along, celebrating. These people on the left, they are the ones trying to peddle this division about racism. It's nothing to do with that.
Doesn't that tell you everything?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, if I turn up on Saturday to the Tommy Robinsons, I will be attacked.
I don't think you will. Well, listen.
I have to be escorted out of the Nick, what's his name? Nick Tentoni? How do you say his name? He does the not Advanced UK, who is he part of? I went along there. I had 6 police officers had to take me out.
Well, so when I was at the Tommy March, there were a lot of black people there. There were some, I don't know what.
No, I'm not saying there isn't.
I think it's more. They're probably yelling because they disagree with you.
Yes.
That's
Is it? She admitted it.
Because they disagree with you.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's nothing to do with race. and she just admitted it. It's nothing to do with race. It's
No,
because
it's
people
a
don't
fucking
like
joke.
her because her
Yeah.
views are disgusting and vile and divisive.
Oh,
And that
100%.
march is about uniting the kingdom. And if she was
Wait.
there, she'd be peddling
Yeah.
racism and saying everything's racist when it's nothing
Yeah.
to do with it. So yeah, she got caught out. So hallelujah for
Yeah.
that. Now I came across this story and it was really kind of,
Good.
well, not only disheartening but disgusting actually. This judge,
Another judge.
you have all done so well. Let me show you on there, it'll be easier.
Girl.
You have all done so well.
Just
3
fucking
teen
get
travelers
tired,
who
Farage.
raped girls are spared jail, then judge praises them for conduct in court. Can you believe this? This
Farage.
level of just insanity,
No,
praising
no.
rapists because they apparently had quote unquote good conduct in court. What? What? You know, and it only gets worse. Like it only gets worse as we go through these stories.
Or whatever they are.
You're gonna see
Well, fuck,
a lot of
right,
people
right,
noticing
right.
the demographic of the UK is changing rapidly.
So there's a part, yeah.
This post, the context of it is
Fuck my little girl, yeah.
people are claiming that the numbers are lied. They're lied about, right? They are lying to us about the numbers.
Yeah.
Foreigners are literally everywhere. You can't go
Yeah.
anywhere without seeing
Yeah.
some Algerian or Afghan.
Yeah.
So do you believe that these numbers are false?
Nope.
And really there
Yeah,
are
it
far
is.
more
It's not
Muslims
that.
in our country than we've been told
Yeah.
about? Because I do. There are areas where if you go there, you won't come across a single native British
Yeah.
person.
It's in Bury, Manchester, mate.
Yeah, unreal. Absolutely
On
unreal.
some streets.
Spain is also starting to rise up, by the way. I don't know
Right, yeah, but
if you know
near
about this.
enough. It's not far off.
But the Spanish people have had enough of the
Yeah,
Islamic
good.
invasion
And
over
so
there
we-
as well. And a lot of people are trying to claim that it's a CIA operation. Like what? Doesn't make any sense. Now, this here is just a reminder of why I do this, right? Why do I make this content? Why do I spend my time researching, providing the truth, and trying to prevent people from getting deceived into insanity? It's because little girls like this, their lives matter a lot, okay? Their lives are precious and valuable, and sadly, we are being governed by a
Yeah.
government who does not put these children first.
Yep.
Who you're
Oh,
looking at on
well.
screen right now is a little girl who was killed by an Islamic terrorist, okay? In the United Kingdom. 9 years ago today, 8-year-old Safi Rose was taken to her first concert to see Ariana Grande. She did not come home. These Islamic terrorists are not being exposed enough, okay? People are trying to demonize the ones speaking the truth. People such as Sadiq Khan
Yeah.
are lying about just normal people and trying to make it seem as if they are far-right hooligans
Yeah.
and savages.
Like me,
When
they're
really,
lying about
we are the
me
normal
and
people
took my little
who
girl
actually
away.
love others and want to protect life. So RIP to
protect
this
my
little
little
girl
girl,
here.
love
I just
my
wanted to
little
remind
girl,
everybody
they
about
don't
why I
love
do this
her.
channel, right? It's not for money. I don't care about money. I don't care about fame, which is why I don't even show myself on camera anymore. I don't
show
care about it.
myself on
It's
camera either.
about the message. It's
I
about
just do
freedom.
my
It's
music
about
and the
truth.
messages.
It's about us as a people. This
Yeah.
channel, I want it to feel like it is ours. Not that it's my channel, but it's our channel.
I'm not
This truth that we're pushing, we are all
copyrighted,
pushing
I
it together.
because I make
And
music,
anyone else who's doing the same thing, you know that guy Jermaine, I like what he does. There's a lot of people across the UK who are auditors. Go support them as well. Show love to them. Push their content as well because we have to make sure that the truth is out there. You know, you don't have to agree with everything that everyone says, but if you've got the same goals to make the UK a peaceful place and the Western world a peaceful place, support it. I mean, look, these are things that we're having to put up with on the streets of the United Kingdom right now. Look at this.
You trying to beat up girls? Shut the fuck up. No, bro, I can't shut the fuck up. I can't shut the fuck up. Don't get in my face. Don't get in my fucking face, bro. Don't slap you, silly. Here we are.
Finally.
Here we are. What a sausage. Look at that sausage.
Finally.
Big man now, ain't you, bro? Big man now. Big man now, ain't you, bro? You trying to beat up?
Yeah, so for context, right? These people were walking around the street, hitting girls apparently, and finally the police actually arrested them instead of the British people calling it out. Now, I want to say rest in peace to Henry Noah,
yeah.
right? This guy here, he has not got the amount of media coverage that he deserves. I do want to report on this in full, but I'm waiting for the body cam footage to come out if it does, and any more information, because we don't have much right now other than the fact that we know he was killed, he was murdered. And he was murdered by somebody who should not even have been in this country in that way, right? I don't believe anybody should have the right to carry knives, no matter what their belief system is. in the UK, unless everybody has the right. There shouldn't be one rule for someone else and one rule for other people. So yeah,
That's
those
what
of you who
King
don't know,
Charles has done with
the Sikh community, they can carry knives around. They're called kirpans. I personally have never had a problem with a Sikh, but it's just sad that there are these people who will go rogue, like what happened to Henry Nowak, and it is because they was allowed to carry something that other people couldn't carry. It's not right? Just let me know if you agree with me on that, but I think that it should be equal for everybody. Not you have your religious beliefs, so you get to do something other people can't do. If anyone else was carrying a knife, they would get I think 5 years in prison for it. But no, they're allowed to carry it legally. It doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, rest in peace, Henry Nowak. We do need justice for Henry Nowak, and just a sad situation. We'll talk about it more in depth. I believe this deserves an entire video of itself. So yeah, by the way, also, I don't know if you know about this, but in America, there was random gunshots that went off outside the White House the other day.
What is that?
Today, this obviously comes just a couple of weeks after a shooting at the White House correspondence.
Yeah, and to get deeper into this, I don't know why this hasn't been made extremely mainstream news, but there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump's daughter by a terrorist organization. At least GB News reported on it.
President Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump, was targeted for assassination by an Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps trained terrorist. This is fresh breaking now. That's according to the New York Post. Recently captured Mohammed Bakr Saad Dawood al-Saadi reportedly made a pledge to kill Ivanka and even had a blueprint of her Florida home. The Iraqi national was allegedly targeting President Trump's family in response to the killing of Iranian military chief Qasem Soleimani in a US drone strike in Baghdad 6 years ago. And it was President Trump, of course, who gave the go-ahead for that strike. Al-Saadi also posted a picture on X of a map showing the enclave in Florida where Ivanka and husband Jared Kushner have a home, alongside a chilling threat which in Arabic translated to, "I say to the Americans, look at this picture and know that neither your palaces nor the Secret Service will protect you. We're currently in the stage of surveillance and analysis. I told you our revenge is a matter of time." Chilling stuff.
So you see, these terrorists are all over the world, and for some reason it's always Islamic terrorism, right? It's very rare that it's something else. We saw the other day, there was the knife attack against Henry Nowak, which was from a Sikh community, but the majority of the time it is from the Islamic community, and it's very, very strange.
Saadi is said to be a high-ranking figure in Iraq-Iran terror circles, and he was arrested in Turkey on May the 15th, picture now on your screen. And he was extradited to the United States, where he's charged with 18 attacks and attempted attacks throughout Europe and the United States, that's according to the Department of Justice. He's been behind attacks on US and Jewish targets, including the firebombing of the Bank of New York Mellon in Amsterdam in March, the stabbing of 2 Jewish victims in London in April, and a shooting at the US Consulate building in Toronto, also in March. That's according to the DOJ. So just to repeat, and there's pictures on your screens now, this is breaking news from the New York Post this evening. A man has been arrested for targeting Ivanka Trump, the daughter of President Trump, wife of Jared Kushner, and he's apparently an Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps trained terrorist, as according to the New York Post. He made a pledge to kill Ivanka and even had a blueprint of her Florida home.
So yeah, that's what we're putting up with, people who are literally willing to kill innocent people just because they are not Muslim. And look, this is the level of hatred that these people have. Muslim worshippers to sacrifice Donald Trump buffalo for Eid. So they hate the West so much that they've tried to make a buffalo. Think about how insane this really is. This is mental illness, man. This is demonic. They made a cow, an innocent life, look like Trump. I'm pretty sure they probably didn't treat this animal well, because in their minds, they're probably thinking this is Donald Trump, and they're taking their hatred for Trump out on a buffalo. The level of sickness, the level of evil that these people are is incomprehensible. And I don't want this around my children. I don't want it around the women in my family. Do you? Do you want to bring this type of mentality into your land? It should be logic that the answer is no. It should be logic that we should be spreading this information as far and wide as possible and letting people realize just how mental this is. We don't want it. We don't want it here. It's crazy. Now, these young girls were walking through the streets of the United Kingdom. And you're correct, it is a cult. It's 100% a cult. And that is why I expose it so much, because it's a danger to humanity. But anyways, these young girls were walking through the streets of the United Kingdom. And take a look at what apparently happened.
What happened? They took me off. Yeah, so what happened? Where's he gone? He was saying how I deserve to get raped for my shorts.
Can you believe that? This Muslim man who has a tent up here apparently said that they deserve to get raped because of their shorts. Now, this isn't a Muslim country, right? You don't have to agree with how a girl dresses. You don't have to force somebody to dress quote unquote modestly. They can do whatever they want. But to claim that they deserve to be raped because they dress that way, there is only one culture that thinks that way, and that is third world culture, not first world culture.
What happened? Huh? What happened? They took me off. Yeah, so what happened? Where's he gone? He was saying how I deserve to get raped for my shorts.
They have their own version. These young ladies would have just come up with something randomly without
Let me say,
something.
let me say,
And whether it was exactly what you said or seen as
what you are saying, you are reading
What's going on?
Now,
the young ladies have made sorry, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, what's going on?
The young ladies have made an allegation that the gentleman has said that they deserve to be raped. It's not. It's all an allegation. There's no investigation. I'm just asking the gentleman what his side of the thing is. But he's been very good.
Excuse me, what happened? Huh? What happened? They took me off. Yeah, so what happened?
Where's he gone? He was saying how I deserve to get raped for my shorts.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
And why would he even say that?
So yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. Obviously, they deny it. That's the game they always play. They deny and deny and deny. But these people here, these are dangers to the Western world. These social media influencers. I want to show you this clip of Lily J. She's apparently a convert to Islam. Crazy because the Muslim community don't even like her. A lot of them they call her fake, a kafir, and all this stuff because she shows her hair. But anyway, besides the point. Take a look at this clip, and I want to show you why this is so dangerous.
Friday prayer. Is Islam taking over Europe? It's Friday prayer. I'm in Kosovo, and I cannot find a place to pray. There's literally people all over the street. I just tried 4 different mosques. They're all on the same street, like 100 meters apart. Look, there's one behind me, there's one over here, and then I just came to this one here, and look how many people are on the street. This is nuts. Can't find a single place to pray. The women's sections are completely full. There's men praying on the street. What is going on? I'm just walking to the 4th mosque on the same street to see if there's any room at this one. Look, and even Jay had to pray outside. They're literally praying on the sidewalk. I've never seen anything like this. Look.
Are you Lily J?
Yeah, hi. Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh my God.
But yeah, this is why it's dangerous because these women are being used to basically manipulate young girls into thinking that Islam is some great religion and etc., and getting them into this cult and trying to glorify it and glamorize it, right? But we know what it really is. And they are celebrating Europe being taken over. Remember what she said at the beginning?
Is Islam taking over Europe? It's Friday prayer.
And she's happy about it. She's happy that that's happening. Well, they're attempting to do that.
You too. Honestly, I don't care what anyone says. Kosovo is 100% a Muslim country. This is so awesome to see. Like, alhamdulillah.
They're such a joke, these types of influencers. Send her to a real Islamic country. Send her to Afghanistan. Let's see if she enjoys it over there. Send her to the middle of the Gaza Strip. Let's see if she enjoys it over there with Hamas and all of them lot. She will not have a good time seeing the real face of Islam. But these people, I believe, are getting paid massive amounts of money from the Middle East, from Qatar. There's already a lot of evidence that these social media influencers do get paid extreme amounts of money to push Islamic propaganda. And it's sick. It's unbelievable. It is pathetic. Exactly. Now, this is the Netherlands, by the way. This is the Netherlands. Take a look at what Muslims are doing in the to the university students. Hello, the police are not doing anything about it, just watching.
Hey, Chucky.
So yeah, wonderful, wonderful, right? This is what we're putting up with in the Western world. Enraged Muslims armed with sticks and planks were savagely beating white students at the University of Amsterdam. They're screaming that the Netherlands is now a Muslim country and that whites, non-Muslims have no place there anymore. So allegedly, that's what they're saying in Dutch, I'm guessing. So unreal, unreal. Now, Keir Starmer's been called out by this lady here. This is the first time I've seen her in the House of Commons, and she definitely speaks a lot of truth. I want to show you this clip.
Social Eastwood. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and indeed, as others already said, you almost feel like everything has been said at this point, but one thing that strikes me in all of this is that this is called the House of Commons. Our job is to come here and represent the common person.
Yeah.
And it is so far removed from the common person, this entire debate. But we are dealing with a situation where the Prime Minister of the day is now saying that he regrets the appointment of Mandelson. And I'm not going to get into the whys and wherefores of DV and strap and see.
Now, why would the Prime Minister not regret hiring somebody who had connections to one of the world's most famous pedophiles, rapists, and psychopaths, Jeffrey Epstein? Strange, right? What is Keir Starmer connected to? What is the Fabian Society connected to? What exactly is going on here behind the scenes?
PC and everything else, because my people in my country don't know what that means.
Pedophiles, all of them together.
And a lot of people are banking on the ordinary man and woman on the street not to know what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
And to stop being curious and to suspend their expectations because this is all highfalutin serious stuff and we don't really know what that is. Maybe they did do right, maybe they didn't do right because they're bamboozled. So I'm going to break it down for them. I would say this to the Prime Minister. What was it about the twice disgraced, paedophile adjacent, self-styled Prince of Darkness that you found so attractive to put into this plum job, not just of government, but of the United Kingdom on the world stage?
Yep.
What was it, Prime Minister, that appealed to you about Peter Mandelson? We still don't have the answer.
Well, what do you, genuinely, everybody here right now, what do you think appealed to Keir Starmer about Peter Mandelson? Right, what do you think it was if you know about the situation? If you don't worry about it. Basically, our Prime Minister was friends with an evil man. I should put it that way.
We still don't have the answer. All of it. But all I know is that my constituents are disgusted with all of this. And this isn't the first time, it's not the second time, it's not the third time. It has been going round in a merry-go-round, no matter who it is. And I am indignant, and I am outraged. And a lot of people in this building are expecting us to no longer be outraged. We'll be outraged. Because if we can't prove that this works, we know he's going to step into the shadows. We know he's going to be out there setting the algorithms. We know who is going to be preying on the carcass of what was a once great democracy. And we've seen other democracies fail. Let's not fool ourselves that the UK is immune from this. And the number one thing we can do within our gift is to show that we still value integrity. And for those reasons, there is not a single excuse that this government can come up with that I can sell to my constituents or myself that I will believe. And for those reasons, I believe that the Prime Minister needs to go, not just for his own party, but more importantly, for the sake of the country.
Get that vile demon out of the Prime Minister's spot, man. He is a deceiver, and it is very, very sick what is going on. You know, these types of stories just keep unfolding. Take a look at this. I don't know if you remember this, but we went over it probably about 2-3 months ago. The Muslim who came out and started trying to stab that guy in the middle of the street. Let's go through it. Islamist attacked someone with a knife and spared jail. Muslim who attacked Quran burner spared jail. Musa Kadri threatened to kill Hamit Koskan with a bread knife at protest outside the Turkish consulate. Do you guys remember this? Well, apparently he got spared jail. On the other hand, you know, if you wanna speculate about two-tier policing or two-tier enforcing of law, a man placed bacon outside a mosque was jailed for 2 years and died in jail. So apparently, somebody who runs out of a consulate with a knife, threatening to kill somebody and swinging the knife, you can see it in the video, doesn't go to jail. But a man puts bacon on a mosque and he gets given 2 years in jail. And I believe that it was Muslims who killed him in jail, or something happened violently to him in jail and it cost him his life. So, yeah, this is the world that we're living in today. And there's something seriously, seriously wrong. Seriously wrong. And anybody who speaks out against this kind of thing is either shadow banned, is either, hit with a lot of fees, legal fees and that kind of stuff, or is just harassed and threatened, right? I've experienced all three of those to a certain degree, but I will never quit. I will never quit. Now I want to show you this lady's speech because she gives a lot of insight into what true Islamic states are and what Sharia law really is.